It continues to be game week, New York Jet fans, and the Jets made a flurry of roster moves, including finalizing their roster, cutting a rookie, but adding a veteran. We'll talk all about it. Steelers Week continues with Boy Green Daily right now.
I'm going to lose my gas card bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Leston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your bleeping podcasts. Make sure you guys like the video and hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube as you head on in. That makes a tremendous difference as we try to get this Jet show in front of other fellow Jet fans out there in the universe. So please, if you can, I'd appreciate it. By the way, we got a brand new raffle contest that you guys can be a part of. All you have to do is spend $3 on the YouTube channel, and you can have a raffle ticket. And by the way, another shout out to Dre Correa. I've not heard from you yet, but Dre Correa, you won our massive raffle from the month of August. So please reach out as soon as possible at BoyGreen25 on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. You can also do it on the TikTok or simply reach out to me via this email on the screen, paulasdenjr@gmail.com. We have a brand new raffle going on this month. More on that in just a bit. But let's get down to the brass tacks, and we'll also get to any memberships you guys may be gifting here on the program, which we appreciate. Let's go. And I see all your fired up energy in the chat, and that's what I'm talking about. The Jets made a couple of roster moves yesterday. Let's go through them. So they added, and here's the interesting name here, Mykal Walker, the veteran linebacker, who he's been around the block. I'm not going to lie as we go on some Mykal Walker action. He's 28 years of age, okay, is Mykal Walker. Most recently, he was with the Arizona Cardinals. He was with them for training camp. Quite frankly, he was with them even longer than that. He signed in the spring, and he was there for the last 6 or 7 months or so. Now he's on the Jets. But this guy's bounced around the league. He started off as a fourth-round draft choice in 2020, the 119th overall pick. He was with the Atlanta Falcons going through that in 2020, 2021, and 2022. That's where he spent the most of his time in the NFL with a singular team. That was with the Falcons at the beginning of his career. But he's bounced around. He's been on the Chicago Bears, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Washington Commanders, the Cardinals, as I just mentioned. Now he's on the Jets. He's 6'3". He's 235 pounds. Again, this is a guy with some experience, so the Jets add that. Now, this is to the practice squad. Let me make that clear. And the Jets did finalize their practice squad. We'll get more into that in a second. So this is a guy that has a lot of experience. He's appeared in 74 games during his career, 25 starts this past season with the Washington Commanders, which was the last team he was with prior to this offseason. He appeared in all 17 games last year for the Washington Commanders. So this guy is a special teamer, which great news for the Jets. You can always add more of those. He played in a career high 74% of the special team snaps this past season. So this is a guy that can obviously provide some veteran experience because we sort of have questions, right? There's Quincy Williams, there's Jamie Sherwood. I feel great about that 1-2 combination. Maybe one of the best linebacker combos in football. But beyond that, again, Marcelino McCurry-Ball, salute on being a captain, good sir. We got Francisco Mauigoa, a rookie, but still a lot sort of question marks there. So now the Jets can have Mykal Walker on the practice squad with perhaps the plan to eventually bring him to the 53-man roster. That could be possible here in the future. So a nice veteran addition who started some games in this league, also has a lot of special teams experience. So being that linebacker 3 or 4 potentially in the future on the 53-man roster, he obviously would have a path to the field based on his prior special teams experience. So the Jets added him late yesterday. They add him to the puzzle. They also got rid of, let's pour one out for rookie linebacker Aaron Boog Smith. Aaron Boog Smith, the former South Carolina State product. He sort of bounced on and off the roster over the last couple of months for the New York Jets. Obviously, the Jets like him a lot, but for now, he's gone. But I would anticipate him coming back in the future when some more moves are made there as it pertains to practice squad. And celebrate this one for wherever Ricky New York is out in our audience. Ricky New York Live. the Jets have brought back Lawrence Toafili. So let's blessed be he. Let's praise it for the one and only Ricky New York Live, because his Florida State product, his Florida State friend, is back with the JET. He's the only running back on the practice squad, so Jets like this kid, Lawrence Toafili. He tried out for the team back in May. Following the draft, he was at their rookie minicamp. He didn't make the team then, but again, it's always important to impress. You never know what can happen later. And then we fast forward a bunch of months to the training camp, which was late July, and the Jets added him to the 91-man roster. And he showed some chutzpah in the preseason. He had 15 carries, 79 rushing yards. He, in that preseason finale, had a 19-yard rushing touchdown. So, he's a good kid. Here was the press release statistics coming out of Florida State. In 55 games at FSU, Toafili, who's 23 years of age, rushed 340 times for 1,800 yards, 15 touchdowns, 92 catches for 900 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He became just the 5th player in FSU history to score both a receiving and rushing touchdown of at least 70 yards. So there's an explosive element with this young man. And while he may not be Donovan Edwards to excite all you, Jet fans from the summer, Lawrence Toafili, okay. Not too shabby at all. So he ends up getting added to the practice squad as well. So the Jets add Michael Walker. They add Lawrence Toafili, but they get rid of Aaron Book-Smith, which means finally the Jets have finalized their practice squad roster heading into Pittsburgh Steelers week. And we can go through that practice squad roster right now here on the program. So let's do it. Let's waste no more time talking about it in terms of the practice squad. So typically NFL teams are allowed to carry 16 players on the practice squad. That is the latest rules. But the Jets are allowed 17 because of having a player as part of, the NFL's International Pathway Program. Earlier this offseason, they signed German big man Leander Wiegand, is how it's pronounced for those who don't know. I listened to multiple German broadcasts to make sure I got it. See, that's the kind of detail that you get here on Boy Green Daily. There you go. You're welcome. And we'll get to your memberships and things of that nature coming up in just a second. Why don't we get to that? Then we'll finalize. That's a good tease. We'll get there in a moment here. But let's do this. First off, I see a membership coming in. Ah, yes, our number one Austrian Jet fan, baby. Our number one Austrian Jet fan also gifted a membership yesterday. We have a brand new raffle happening here in September. I'll reveal those prizes here in a second, but shout out to our number one Austrian Jet fan who just gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. That membership went to RAR, RAR hyphen 03241. You are now a member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Our number one Austrian Jet fan also gifted a membership yesterday as well. So number one Austrian Jet fan, you have 2 raffle tickets for our new contest this month. Here on the channel. And Luby Super Jets fan, you are $1 away from another raffle ticket. So what's the raffle? What are you talking about, Boy Green? I just got here. Well, here's how it works. If you're here on my YouTube channel, on a month-to-month basis, we do a raffle with all kinds of fun New York Jets prizes. If you want a chance to win these fabulous prizes on a month-to-month basis, all you have to do is spend $3 on the channel. You could gift a Boy Green Coffee Club membership, which is $2.99. You could send in super chat, super stickers, and all kinds of things all over the place. That is up to you out in the audience. Here is our prize pack for this month. Throw it up on the big screen. Okay, here are all the items that we'll be giving away for our September raffle, which means on October 1st, right before our Jets-Cowboys game, we'll be giving someone all of these prizes here on the screen. Here they are. Another random vintage Jets player t-shirt blast from the past. I'm going to love doing that, throwing that in the prize pack. A New York Jets 2024 Sideline Club pullover hoodie. This was the official New York Jets hoodie last year on the sideline, but you look at that logo, it's not old, it's nice. So we have that one for you. I also have my last Jet Zone banner. This is a one-of-a-kind Jet Zone banner. It's a full-length, like, New York Jets banner you can put on your wall. It's from my days where my podcast, when I first started it, it was called the Jet Zone, not Boy Green Daily. And at that time, my co-host was Ty Butler. He is now a bigwig at ESPN New York. There's Michael K over there. There's Jake Asman over there. And Ty Butler was my co-host for that show. And you'll see it on the banner. And it's an inside look at MetLife Stadium during a Jets game. So it's pretty cool. It's one of a kind. It's the only one I have. And I just think it'd be a cool part to give you guys a piece of that history to have forever. And then finally, a New York Jets Fanatics Making Waves Jets polo with one of the new New York Jets logo. So all of these things on the screen. A brand new New York Jets hoodie, a brand new New York Jets polo, a vintage Jets player t-shirt, blast from the past, and that one-of-a-kind Jets Zone banner is all up for grabs this month. Good luck to all of you. Again, we'll be drawing the winner to this prize pack coming up on October 1st. NY Jets 2824 wants to get involved. I can't blame him. All right, let's see where that membership went to, baby. That was to Trav Davis 209. All righty, you're in the raffle, NY Jets 2824. Appreciate you, pal, and thank you very much. Let's friggin' go, baby. Yes, sir. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm bleeping talking about. And I will update the banner here in just a moment for you here on the raffle. So if any of you are ever curious, you're like, hey, man, how many raffle tickets are this, that, or the other? Where am I at? Well, the good news is that we keep track of it in our scrolling ticker on the screen down below. So if you guys are ever interested on where you stand, we try to update the scrolling ticker with every single membership that gets gifted here on the channel. You can pay attention to that on the scrolling ticker. Then thank you, NY Jets 2824. All right, all of these sizes, by the way, for those who are asking, are extra larges. Extra larges. I know it's always an impossible task to try to predict because I try to get these items in advance. So it is an extra large for all the sizes for all those out there in the universe. Hopefully that fits most of you. That's a goal. So again, those are extra large on the size. Beautiful. All right, everybody. And look at that. As DJ Dirty Cooch says, if you get gifted a membership, you could go to the Discord. That's one of the perks of the Boy Green Coffee Club. He says, I'm talking trash in the Discord to myself. So, folks, come on, give DJ Dirty Cooch here more people to talk trash with. That is the Boy Green Discord, which is always a good time. We have two Boy Green Fantasy Football Leagues. Of course, the football season is friggin' here. And look at that. Meadowland Swamp Thing says, it fits me. Booyah. Well, get involved in the raffle, baby. They're only $3 a pop. All those items on your screen are extra larges. I'm not sure what the vintage Jets player t-shirt is. I'll have to double check that. But all the brand new items, those are all extra larges. So there you go. So yeah, everybody, come on in to the Discord. It's a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of hoopla happening. You also get all kinds of perks of being a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. For instance, we're going to be doing an interview with Pittsburgh Steelers insider Alex Kozora. That's going to be coming up this week. Boy Green Coffee Club members will get access to that interview before the general public. So you guys will get early access to premium videos, including that interview as we preview week 1. So we are already here. It's so exciting. I can't believe it's Tuesday today. In 2 days, 2. It's the start of the NFL season. Cowboys, Micah Parsons, Cowboys, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Football. Yes. And thanks to the gods, we have our last afternoon Syracuse Mets game of the year. When do they put it? Thursday. So now I get to watch the night game, which is terrific. And folks, I just have some advice. Jake Asman, by the way, provided some advice to Justin Fields. That's in our YouTube Shorts section. We just posted that this morning. But here's my insights. And I was just with my Oswego High School football team. We're doing Bucks Knocks, not Hard Knocks, Bucks Knocks. So we're going to have some content coming out on that, which is going to be pretty cool. But I'll tell you this. Here's my advice or insights. At the beginning of a football season, our coach used to come up to us and say, boys, the season's going to fly by. And all of us eye rolled like, okay, coach. All right. We've got whatever it was back in those days, 10, 11 games. We're like, come on, man. There's 10 or 11 games. There's 10, 11 practice weeks. Like, man, this season is going to drag, which we're fine with because we love football. But, like, it's not going to go by fast. And we should have listened to coach week after week after week after week. You just game prep. Then boop, 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 boop. Season over. You're like, whoa, what the hell happened? Folks, you need to enjoy this Jets season as it's here. It is going to fly by. We're in Steelers week, then Bills week, and then also we're going to start looking ahead. Ooh, Jets Cowboys, our tailgate special. Before you know it, the season's going to be over. So let's enjoy the hell out of this, Jet fans, out there in the universe. Let's do it. Now, let's get to the practice squad for the New York Jets, which was finally finalized for the New York Jets. About damn time, baby. About damn time. It took a hot second for the Jets to wrap it up, but that's okay. As long as they do it at some point, that's all that matters here on the program. All right, I was going to throw it up all on the screen, but I think it may just be easier to walk through it. I'll just sort of share a screen here so you guys can see what we're dealing with here, and then we'll go piece by piece through this puppy. That'll be the easiest way to present this on the screen. All right, let's do this. Here's the Jets roster. This is the official Jets practice squad roster. I'll zoom in here so you guys can really get an up close and personal look here at this screen. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, so here we go. Here's the practice squad, and we'll go in order positionally here for your screen. So the Jets have finally finalized their practice squad, and here it is. Okay, so they have two corners on the roster. That's Corey Black. He's 6 foot flat, 190 pounds. He's a rookie out of Oklahoma State. The New York Giants had him. He made the initial 53 for the Giants, and then they cut him. Jets scooped him up on the practice squad. So there you go. Very nice. Corey Black there. Nice addition. Cornerback Jordan Clark. He is the son of ESPN NFL analyst Ryan Clark, a Notre Dame Golden Domer. 24 years of age. He's also a rookie. Smaller guy. He's 5'9", 184. A good slot player. Also can play a little bit of safety too. So you have Jordan Clark there on the practice squad. Eric Watts. He's the undrafted free agent out of UConn from last year that initially made the team and played a ton of snaps last year. Didn't have a lot of production, but played a ton of snaps last year. The Jets are intrigued by his physical measurement. 6'5", 277 pounds. But again, just didn't do a whole heck of a lot last year. They're very happy to have him on the practice squad. So Eric Watts, defensive end, is on this team. Defensive tackle Peyton Page, which, again, I just love that name. I love saying Peyton Page. A lot of P's. Peyton Page. It feels good. Anywho, he's a talented defensive tackle, also a rookie out of Clemson. 6'4", 300 pounds. Sort of his story at Clemson was he was buried on the depth chart because they just had so many defensive linemen. They just cranked those things out. They're DLU. They just crank out defensive linemen all over the place. So Peyton Page, an exciting player. Hopefully they can continue to develop him. The Jets did a lot of roster gymnastics with this player. Marquise Hayes initially made the 53, then other moves forced him around. Ultimately, he's a guard, 6'5", 318 pounds. Played very well in the preseason. They were able to successfully get him to the practice squad. He's one to watch. He could get stolen at some point. Again, with how thin offensive line play is in the National Football League, he could totally get got at some point this season. Maybe something happens where he could get back to the 53-man roster for the Jets. Harrison Mevis, the thicker kicker, our only special teamer exclusive on the practice squad. 5'11", 243 pounds, a man out of Missouri. The thicker kicker was on the practice squad. At some point, you thought, oh boy, Harrison Mevis is going to be our kicker. But then the Jets make a late Nick Folk pivot, and booyah, Harrison Mevis to the practice squad. Thought for sure he may be another guy that gets added because he had some good moments during the preseason. It was sort of uneven during training camp, but during preseason he was pretty good. So I thought for sure he may be a guy that gets snagged. So that's a nice backup plan just in case anything happens to Nick Folk, who is really good, but he's an older player, so at 40 years of age. So it's nice to have Harrison Mevis a backup, break the glass guy just in case. Let's go to linebacker. We already talked about Mykal Walker earlier. He just got added to the team. Jackson Sermon. He is a second-year player, 6'2", 240 pounds out of Cal. Jets seem to like him a lot, athletic guy. Cole Laval, yes, someone was just saying 350 pounds. Yeah, he's 6'6", 350 pounds a man. He hails from Hawaii, the college. And there you go, Cole Laval, one of my favorites. We interviewed him last year. I'm familiar with his agent. He knows all 5 offensive line positions. He's played them all, which I think is just a unique thing to have for the Jets. Very interesting. So he's a big boy. He can play tackle. He can play guard. He can play center. He hails from the XFL and then UFL. He's a former champion in that league. And or he might have lost in the championship game, actually. But either way, he played at the highest level there at the inter level, which is the XFL and UFL, and played very well. So Cole Laval, good depth on the offensive line there on the practice squad. The other offensive lineman, we also talked about him earlier, Leonda Vegan, 6'5", 291 pounds, out of Germany. He's 26 years of age. The Jets have listed him all over the place in the roster. Sometimes they've listed him at guard. Now he's listed as an overall offensive lineman, so perhaps multiple position flexibility there. Remember, the Jets have a roster exemption for Leonda Vegan because of the NFL's International Pathway Program. Okay, so the cool thing about that is the Jets just have this bonus roster spot, so it's nice to have, and the Jets can, it's so the NFL, the whole goal of it is so the NFL can expand its international footprint to give these guys opportunities, because maybe the Jets wouldn't have kept him if they only had 16 spots, but having 17 and it's, it doesn't cost them anything. Like, sure, we'll have that guy on the team. So pretty good stuff there. Interesting that the only quarterback on the Jets practice squad is Brady Cook. As we talked about, though, I think on one of these shows recently, Tommy DeVito was someone the Jets wanted. He got cut by the New York Giants. He technically waived, not cut. The difference is if you are a player that has less than 4 years of vested experience, you have to go through waivers and thus can be claimed. He was claimed by the New England Patriots. So the Jets had interest in Tommy DeVito. They never had a chance for him because the Patriots have a higher waiver wire order, so they were able to claim him. So who knows what kind of machinations could have happened if the Jets were able to claim Tommy DeVito and what that would have meant for the quarterback position. But now the Jets only have 3 quarterbacks on the roster: Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, Brady Cook. We need to keep an eye on Tyrod Taylor. Is he going to be healthy? We should be hearing from Aaron Glenn, obviously, this week and get some updates from an injury perspective. There's a few injuries I'm a little nervous about. We'll continue to keep you updated, of course, here on Boy Green Daily, and we'll be back on for Boy Green Meets Woody at 3 o'clock with James Woody. We'll also have a Jets Steelers preview with James Woody on Thursday. We have a special Steelers guest joining us on Thursday show at 3 o'clock. Third Party Thursday makes its epic return. I'm very much looking forward to that. But anywho, so there's a few injuries I'm sort of monitoring for the Jets. We'll keep you posted on that. But the Jets only have 3 quarterbacks on the roster between the 53-man roster and the practice squad, and Brady Cook is the break-the-glass guy. I'm curious if any more quarterbacks get added there from that perspective. Anywho, so Brady Cook, he's on the practice squad. Again, the only running back of the team or practice squad is Lawrence Toafili, so shout out to the former Florida State product. Dean Clark, the undrafted rookie free agent out of Fresno State, he got $160,000 guaranteed bucks from the Jets following the draft, which is one of the largest UDFA contract guarantees of anyone in the league, so the Jets obviously valued him a lot. He made some splash plays in camp, but not enough to make the team. And so take that for what you will. And then the Jets have 4 wide receivers in the practice squad. That is Tyler Johnson, Jamal Pritchett, Quentin Skinner, and Brandon Smith. Tyler Johnson initially made the 53, but then they cut him. He is a vested veteran. He's been in the league for 5 years. So he was able to not have to pass through waivers and immediately go to the Jets practice squad. So the Jets are doing some games there because I think they're going to do some elevations to get Tyler Johnson on the 53-man roster. They're the game day roster, rather, on a week-to-week basis. We'll see. Jamal Pritchett lost the battle to Xavier Gibson, apparently. He's the break the glass. If Xavier Gibson starts sucking, the Jets can go to Jamal Pritchett. And obviously, we're big fans of Quentin Skinner and Brandon Smith, who we thought were both fighting for a roster spot. Apparently, that roster spot didn't exist because neither player made the team. So there you go. There's all that action. The Jets practice squad is finally finalized. It's a full 17-man practice squad for the New York Jets. And here again are all the positions. They have 4 wide receivers. They have 1 safety. They have 2 corners, 1 running back, 1 quarterback. They have 3 offensive linemen. They have 2 linebackers, 1 place kicker, 2 defensive linemen, 1 defensive end, 1 defensive tackle. As I mentioned, 2 corners. That is a full practice squad for your New York Jets. We have 400 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. Let's go. We're like 60 some odd people away from 8,000 subscribers. Help us get there, baby. I would love to get there before week 1, but we're running out of days, so maybe that may not be possible, but that would be amazing. And yes, I agree, Havmo. BG being back in the home studio feels right again. Yes, it was nice. The Vermont trip was spectacular. It was good to spend time with family, but to be back in the trenches for football season, it's just, it's all hitting, baby. It's all hitting, which I'm really excited about. So thank you. Yes, I agree. It's great to be back. It's great to be back. All right, let's go with a couple of your questions here. Then we'll open up the phone lines. Let's go to Jets Pro 100, a.k.a. Jake. Who is after Garrett? Still no answer. Yes, of course, Jake is talking about who is at wide receiver after Garrett Wilson. And there's a lot more question marks than answers for you, Jake. I wish I had a better answer for you, Jake Klein. I wish I had a better answer for you. Now, we'll see if this ends up meaning anything. We're getting deeper in the week, so it seems unlikely before the season. But Rich Cimini mentioned that Jacoby Myers is, quote-unquote, a name to watch on the trade market for the New York Jets. Do the Raiders have to go through a few weeks of the season and see where they're at there? What happens? I don't know. But the Jets tried to trade or did trade. I mean, they did do it. They traded for a former Raiders receiver in the middle of the year last year and had middling results, good results on the field, but was bad for Garrett. I think if the Jets were to trade for Jacoby Myers, it would be much better for Garrett Wilson this time because of just who Jacoby Myers is. He only has one 1,000-yard season in his past, so he's not taking Garrett Wilson's gig, who has 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons, but maybe he'd be competent enough to draw some attention away from Garrett, so he'd be an interesting player. But for now, what we're going to have to rely on are, and these names won't titillate you, Jake, but Josh Reynolds, Allen Lazard, this, that, or the other. And here's the thing. Let's just be blunt about this. I think a lot of Jet fans are expecting whoever the hell that wide receiver 2 is to struggle. You know, I don't have high expectations for Allen Lazard. And Josh Reynolds, I'm sort of like, is he sort of a wide receiver 3 or 4, but he's playing the wide receiver 2 role here? Yes. Maybe one of the young guys steps up. Who knows? I don't know if Xavier Gibson counts as stepping up, but maybe it's Arian Smith, you know? But here's what I would reiterate from earlier, right? And we were wrong and then right about it. So defensive tackle, we were like, who the hell's after Quentin Williams? A lot of nobodies, right? Well, then all of a sudden, Jay Tufele, it's that crazy game against the Green Bay Packers. We're like, whoa, I guess the Jets knew something. And then they ended up trading for Harrison Phillips and Juwan Briggs anyway, so maybe that's not a great example. But the point is, Jake, is we need to see how it plays out. Maybe in the postgame show, which, by the way, I'm excited to announce this year, every postgame show will come immediately after the final whistle. I'm really excited about that. In years past, you heard me say, oh, in 2 hours after every final whistle. No, this time, the postgame shows are immediate after the game. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So, folks, maybe after the game, you're right, Jake. Maybe you're right, and, you know, we're going in that first postgame show. We're like, oh, my God, the Jets had no one that could create separation opposite of Garrett Wilson. What a problem. They have to do something about it. Maybe that's where we go. Maybe that's where we go. I'll also say this. Here's my fear. So, okay, there's no wide receiver opposite of Garrett that I feel great about. That's true. I don't. And I'm hoping someone else steps up to the plate. Here's the real fear, Jake, and you mentioned it. If Garrett gets hurt, oh, my God. Jesus. Who the hell is Justin Fields throwing the football to? We're going to the wing tee in 1943. That's what's happening if Garrett gets hurt. The good news is Garrett's been great in terms of health. He hasn't missed a game. He's appeared in every game throughout his career, so he's been relatively healthy. So, Jake, I wouldn't worry about that. Let's think positive, and see what happens. Yes, J-Boy, immediately. That's our word of the day. Immediately. Okay, so I will have the streams ready to go, and as soon as the final whistle happens, boop, we're jumping over here to the postgame show. So I'm really excited about that. Like I said, in years past, we had to wait 2 hours after the final whistle. There's a lot of red tape of why I had to do that, but there's no use in explaining any of that because now it's gone. I don't have to do it anymore. So the good news is I can do the postgame show immediately after, which I'm really excited about, so we can immediately hear from you guys, the fans, and this. The phone lines are open immediately. You know, like on Boy Green Dailies, we normally wait like 30 minutes and change and then open up the phone lines here on the show. On the postgame show, those phone lines are open immediately as well. So you guys can immediately call into the show. Immediately. There's a lot of immediate. This is a What Can You Do For Me Now league, and we'll present you guys that opportunity immediately. So I am looking forward to that. That should be a lot of fun. Ooh, shout out to, we got Craig here, Craig Hatch. Can't wait till Sunday. I will be at the game. Can't wait to see all you great and loyal Jet fans. Jets, Jets, ringing true for the coffee club, baby. Craig, enjoy the hell out of the game, brother. I'll tell you this. It feels great after last year where we started the first 2 games on the road at San Francisco, at Tennessee, to start off with, and I predicted this in my schedule prediction back in May, that I thought, you know what? I think the NFL scheduling gods are going to give a tip of the cap and give the Jets 2 home games to start, and they did. Pittsburgh Steelers, Buffalo Bills. And boy, I think this is an eminently winnable game for the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers has struggled during season openers the last bunch of years. Sub 200 yards passing. I think it's 1 touchdown to 4 picks. It's just taken him a while to get that engine revving. I think that's great news for the Jets. Again, if I could have handpicked where we played Aaron Rodgers, I would have picked week 1, and we got it week 1. So terrific. But I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope Jet chants are raining from the high heavens. There's no better way to start the AG era than for the Jets to open up a can of whoop-ass on the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. So I can't wait. It should be a lot of fun. There you go. Let's get that word in one more time. A super chat coming through. We hear from my daughter, Zariah Luna.
Wow.
Immediately, says our number 1 Austrian Jet fan. Immediately. Immediate. Absolutely immediately, which is great. By the way, number 1 Austrian Jet fan, you now have 3 raffle tickets to our contest this month. Appreciate you. Where's my damn mouse here? Here we go. Yes. Here we go. Let me update this immediately. So there you go. Beautiful. Thank you. 3 raffle tickets for our boy, our number 1 Austrian Jet fan. Again, another reminder, Dre Correa, if you're out there in the universe, or if anyone sees him on any other show, let him know that he won our raffle for the month of August. And I'd like to immediately send him his winnings. But I can't because I don't have his address. So I need his address to immediately send him that. So, Dre out there, reach out if you can. I'd appreciate that. Thank you very much. So, shout out to our number 1 Austrian Jet fan, baby. Throw him up. One's up. All right, we're going to open up the phone lines here in just a minute. Yeah, I hope to meet a lot of you guys. I hope to hear a lot of you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that. It's going to be a real hoot. A real hoot. NC Green says, will the Jets finally use Sauce correctly and let him shadow DK Metcalf? It's a great question, NC Green. Now, there has been some strong hinting this offseason that the Jets will do this, and I think it's important because this reminds me of a couple years ago. I've said this example on the show a lot, but the Jets were playing the Buffalo Bills. Sauce Gardner was on one side, and I think it was, if I'm throwing shade at Brandon Eccles, who, by the way, is now on the Steelers, I apologize. But I'm pretty sure the corner opposite of Sauce Gardner was Brandon Eccles. He's a feisty guy, but shorter. Anywho, Stephon Diggs was on Sauce's side in this game I'm thinking about over the last couple of years. And it was during their salary regime, obviously. And Stephon was getting nothing on Sauce. So the Bills went Bluebird 22 Cobra, and they motioned Stephon Diggs from the right to the left. And Sauce didn't follow. And the Bills went, interesting. And they went down the field, dog walked down the field. Stephon got a touchdown. And I'm like, what in the most frustrating hell is going on out here? I'm like, what? Well, why isn't Sauce following Stephon? He's beating our ass on the other side of the field. And after the game, oh boy, I'll never forget this from Robert Saleh. After the game, a media member goes, Coach, Sauce seemed to be handling Stephon well. Then the Bills saw he was staying on one side of the field. They flipped him to the other, and he didn't follow him. Why is that? And Robert Saleh leaned into the microphone like this and said, we don't do that here. That's not our philosophy. That's not our ideology. We don't travel our corners. Psst. Pressure over. This is a league where you have to adapt or die. Those are the two choices. You either get on the train or get left at the station. Saleh and his coaching staff, unfortunately, got left at the station. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's pull it up. Let's talk Pittsburgh. Let's pull it up. Pull it up right now. Come on. Let's pull up the depth chart for friggin' Pittsburgh. Okay, the Steelers. And let's look at their wide receiver room, which includes these players. Okay, DK Metcalf. Very talented player. Big dude. Fast. Really talented player. Here is the starting wide receiver opposite of DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin III and Roman Wilson. Their backups are Scotty Miller and Ben Skoranek. Folks, well, if you think the Jets have a problem with no receiver opposite of Garrett Wilson, well, let me introduce you to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got a whole lot of nothing at wide receiver. By God help me, if we get to week 1 in a couple of days, and the opening drive is Sauce Gardner on one side of the field and DK is not heard from, and then the Steelers go, and they move DK Metcalf's ass from one side of the field to the other, and Sauce does not travel, and we're throwing on Brandon Stephens, which, by the way, apparently Brandon Stephens has had a hell of an offseason. But if we don't let our best player take away their best player, relatively speaking, then what are we doing, man? The Pittsburgh Steelers gave DK Metcalf the richest contract in Pittsburgh Steelers history. That may have been topped by TJ Watt. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the point is the highest or one of the highest. And you're going to what? Put Sauce Gardner on Calvin Austin III? You're going to put him on Roman Wilson, the rookie from Michigan last year that did bupkis? He's not a rookie this year. He's a second-year player. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, Sauce, you better freaking shadow DK Metcalf, man. You better shadow his ass. What are we talking about here? This is a perfect example, NC Green, of why, of a situation where you should. You know, if you play the Bengals and Jamar Chase on one side, T. Higgins on the other, okay, you want to keep them on one side because, like, hey, man, they're both really good? Okay, fine. But in this situation where DK is clearly the guy, you better be on his ass like white on rice, baby. You better be on his tuchus. 100%. So will the Jets finally use him? I guess we'll find out. I don't imagine Aaron Glenn is going to be volunteering that information, but I will be listening both to Steelers press conferences and Jets press conferences this week to try to get you guys any intel that I can. Any intel that I can. Keep your predictions coming, by the way. Keep your predictions coming in the comment section. Appreciate it. Yeah. I see Fleur Lily, our boy, says, I haven't been in Discord, not even familiar with it. I'll tell you this, it's super easy to use for those who are not on Discord. Just download the app. You can do it on your computer. You can do it on your phone. And once you get in it, it's a lot of fun. You know, like I said, I'm not a big Discord. I wasn't before having the Boy Green Discord. I was not a big Discord guy, but it's a lot of fun. Yes, and as Robert says here, score predictions for Sunday. Keep letting them flow in the chat. I'll be giving a couple of predictions this week. I think we'll do it because I do the weekly interviews with Jake Asman on the Man Show Boy Green digital channel, so we'll have some coming there. The Jets Woody predictions, we'll do those on Thursday. I've got my own on game day. So, yeah, we'll have a few predictions coming. Mine will be coming over the coming days. I'll have some more time to fully analyze these rosters and names and everything else. So, we'll see. But I just absolutely hated the lack of adapting by the previous Jets coaching staff. They just refuse. How arrogant. How arrogant. Sorry, we don't do that around here. Well, I hope you can make some in-game adjustments because that's going to be important. So that's another test for this week. A sneaky thing. I don't know how much we're going to talk about this week, but we should. How is Aaron Glenn as a coach? He's never been an HC before. There's all kinds of different decisions, timeouts, challenges, clock management. There's a million things. In-game adjustments. You know, some of that will be on the coordinators, but, you know, like if DK Metcalf's on the other side, he's beating our ass, like AG going, yeah, let's get some sauce traveling action happening here, or whatever the situation is. There's going to be crazy crap that happens in the middle of week 1, and the Jets have to be prepared for it. NC Green says, would also like to see, not see the Jets get beat by the tight end. And I agree. On some of those boots where the Jets over pursue on like a HB stretch to the left, and then they come back and Aaron Rodgers just dumps off for a tight end to get a 40-yard gain. You're like, oh my God, what are you guys doing? Yes, that would be nice. The fear is Jonnu Smith apparently is questionable for this game. We'll get better injury reports as the week goes on. Jonnu Smith kicked the bleep out of us at the end of that Dolphins game last year. I mean, he just whoopsh, whoopsh, whoopsh. He's tight end 2 over there. Pat Fryermuth is tight end 1, but still, I don't want to be christened by the Holy Ghost of Jonnu Smith this week. I'd prefer not. All right, let's do this, baby. Let's do this. Let's hit up the HEP timeout, and then your phone calls are next. If you'd like to call in, that's youtube.com/boygreen25. We're streaming live on Facebook and Twitter, which we appreciate, no matter where you're watching here on the channel. But if you are watching on the YouTube, which, by the way, we have 150 people on YouTube right now, appreciate you guys tuning in on YouTube. That's the most optimal way to listen and watch the show. By the way, the math doesn't math, though. We only have 61 likes and 150 people in the room on YouTube. YouTube people, I'm looking at you. I'm staring right at you, right at the camera. Hey, you. Yeah, you, buddy. Like the gosh darn video. Take it to Pound Town. Take it to Suplex City. I don't care. But make sure you guys like the video. Come on, there's 150 of you out there. It's right there. There's the like button. Or maybe over there. Or there. I don't know how you're watching. But either way, hit that like button. Come on now. Let's spread this Jet show to your fellow Jet fans. Let's go. Let's keep the train rolling. Let's get those likes flowing. And also your phone calls, which are next. Whether you're a first-time caller or a long-time caller, all accepted here on the Boy Green Daily program. Again, we'll also have Boy Green Beach Woody coming up later today at 3 o'clock as I punch this notebook. I just have a little too much energy, quite frankly. Have time out. Your call's next.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
It is Jets Steelers week, and it will continue to be Jets Steelers week all week long, baby. I'm so fired up. We're finally back for freaking football, baby. I'm talking football. Football. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Let's get it going. All right, let's get to the phone lines, and while I try to figure out what to do with all this energy, Hap joins us. What's up, Hap?
Hey, Paul. Hey, fellas. You know what Jake does? Jake's been doing lately. He's been doing a poll right at the beginning. He says, "Have you signed up and done the right thing, or are you a loser? You didn't do it."
I love that.
Like, so it kind of puts it in your face, and you can't. You have to do something, or else
to move it, right?
So,
that's hilarious.
A couple of things. One, I'm excited to see what our coaches are like as far as chess masters. I want to see the approaches. I want to see the adjustments. I want to see the brains, what we're dealing with here. Obviously, we had a bunch of sawdust-headed mother MFs last time. So anyway, that's what I'm curious about, seeing that. And that's my big thing I'm looking for. And how they're going to come out. Are we waiting to the second half for the Jets to come out, or are they coming out, boom, right away? Yeah. That's gonna be the initial boom. What's gonna happen? If I see them coming out hot and really flying around the ball, I'm gonna be happy.
100%.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things, obviously, that were annoying by the last regime, but the just lack of preparation. I don't know what else to call it outside of lack of preparation of these first quarters of just lollygagging out there. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And it was every week. I'm like, what is happening here? We were inconsistently not showing up, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So that would be right, an immediate punch in the mouth, right? That's going to be on, obviously, offensively, that's going to be on play script. Or is Tanner Angstrand, who I'm fascinated to see because he's never called it at this NFL level before, how does he call this game? Because he's had months to think about the Steelers game. So what are the 10 or 15 that he's cooked up and saying, hey, I believe these are the 10 or 15 that's going to drive us down for a touchdown? I am absolutely intrigued to see.
Yeah. How is he going? Are you going to bring, let's say, Rudy or Lurch on to help you with the play-by-play on, do it Monday Night Football style at all?
Ooh, that'd be great. Some 3-man booths have succeeded, some haven't. I will be curious to see what to do because I'm setting up. I've been taking all your notes, Hep, of things you'd like to see. So I'm working on some different things behind the scenes for this Jets Steelers game because we want to do this watch party for Sunday. So more details to come. We'll see if there's a co-host perhaps of prominence that could be on the table. Could be. I don't know. And we'll see. But the phone lines will be open. It should be a fun time. It's going to be a great watch party environment with all our fellow Jet fans.
Yeah, remember, if you have to have a bio break, I sent you those old-timey commercials. So.
That's true. So hey, we'll be right back after this. And then I can run and take a piss and not, again, Scott Hansen, 7 hours of commercial-free football. Yeah.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Hep. Appreciate you, pal. And yes, that's what we're planning on doing for those who are new to the channel. We'll do it at least for week 1, and then we'll sort of see where it goes from there. Is a watch party where while the Jet Steelers game is going on, you will see me and my play-by-play of it, and whoever else may be joining me on the show. Obviously, I don't have the rights to the game, so I can't show it on the screen. So we may be in different points. You may be streaming. Some people may be YouTube, and some people may be NBC, and some people may be doing this, that. So it's hard for us to all be on the same point. So I'm trying to work out some kinks to see how we can troubleshoot that process, and more details to come. But we're planning on doing the watch party, so I'll be on like 10 minutes or something before the Jets Steelers game, take some of your questions, calls, and whatever, and then we'll be in the middle of the game. You guys can call in and interact, and should be a lot of fun. I know a lot of you guys have asked for that. We'll see if we can pull that off. All right, back to the phone lines here. Yes, the one and only EZ, baby. What's up, EZ?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm just about at my stop, North Carolina Armory in Kinston.
Okay.
Yeah, the roof guys are working on the flat roof, so it's a pain in the ass coming out of here in the morning, but it is.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to Sunday. I'm going to be at Rally Point Pub
Nice.
in Cary, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe Woody can come out there. It's not far from Carborough where he lives.
Oh, perfect. What are you guys ordering? What's going to be the food? What's the go-to food for EZ on a game day?
They have like a really good taco salad. It's really good. And then they have a grilled chicken salad, and they have everything. This particular place, everything is good there. The last place we used to go to, the food sucked. So we stopped going. But we've been at Rally Point now. This is going to be our third year there. If anyone's in the North Carolina area, it's Harrison Avenue exit off of I-40, and it's in the Bass Pro Shop, shopping area.
How many people normally are there?
Until we start losing, probably 50. And then it dwindles down, exponentially, depending upon the record, because it's a pain in the ass to go out. But it's a great place. The wait staff's good, the food's good. So, Woody should probably go out there for the opening game, be around all the Jet fans. We do the Jets chant and everything, so it'll be fun.
Oh, nice. Oh,
and
wow,
for the Dallas game, and for the Dallas game, I tried fixing my Cadillac. I put in a new transmission, and now the computer is glitching out and all sorts of stuff. So I just said, fuck it. I went to the Toyota dealership. I bought I leased a new Tacoma truck, and that's probably what I'll be driving up to New York to see the game.
Nice.
Got a nice silver Toyota Tacoma. Man, they had a crazy lease on that thing. I got a 12,000 mile a year lease for 3 years. $350 a month for a $40,000 truck.
Wow.
I couldn't pass up the deal, and I really wanted the Corolla for the gas mileage, but the truck. And this is an SR5 4-wheel drive. So I mean, $350 a month. You can't beat that with a stick. So I had to do it.
Definitely can't beat that with a stick.
No. So if maybe Woody will change his mind now that I have a bigger truck with a bed in the back and the whole big thing. Maybe Woody will want to carpool up now that I have a brand new truck.
Is it a Tempur-Pedic?
No, it has a truck bed, a 5.5-foot truck bed.
I see.
It's a truck.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So now there's plenty of room to put, chase lounges or whatever the hell. It's great for going to the beach and stuff. So I mean,
nice. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about it. And I don't really use it that much. I use my van to go to work and back because it's, it's like a 6-mile round trip. So I'm not using my truck for that. Screw that. I just let it sit. I'm only going to use my truck probably to go to see the Jet games at Rally Point Pub. Rally Point Pub. Remember this, people in North Carolina. Rally Point Pub in Cary. Go there. Food's good. People are good. And we've actually had some Jet content providers go there. So there's been 2 of them that have been there in the past couple of years. I'm trying to remember the name of the one guy that goes there. I think he changed his handle, but he goes there. So I mean, it's a good time. Oh, and Rich, Southern Jet, Rich, he goes there.
Yeah, of course. Oh, cool. All right.
So it's a good time. Yeah.
All right, great.
Anyway,
yeah.
One question: the guy that's replacing Micah Parsons on Dallas. I know when Green Bay did the trade, they did 2 first-rounders, and did they swap edge rushers or something like that?
He's a defensive tackle or nose tackle, depending on your defense, I guess. Kenny Clark, 3-time Pro Bowl.
Okay. Well, hey, he's an older guy, but at least they got a little bit of talent there. At the very least, they could use him as an on-field mentor. So
Yeah,
that's
sure.
good. But I told you that they were going to trade him, and your pops was right, and I gave him props on that, saying
You
it was
did.
going to be at least 2 first rounders. And
Yeah.
me and your dad were both right on that one.
See?
If I was the Jets, I would not give up 2 first rounders for that guy. My only concern is what kind of mental injury shape is Jermaine Johnson for the game. I hope that he doesn't have that little cloud in the back of his head going, "Don't blow it out, don't blow it out,"
Yeah.
because every player has said that the biggest part of getting it fully back together is the mental aspect of how much pressure do I allow myself to put on that leg. You
Right.
know,
Yeah, it's a
are they
hard
going
thing
to
to
hold
get
back?
over.
Maybe they'll swap sides so that he pushes off on the other leg. I don't know what they're
Maybe.
going to do, but do you know the status of Jermaine Johnson?
We'll get an injury update from AG this week, but he has said this entire time that he's going to be ready to go. Now, I would be stunned if he plays 100% of the defensive snaps. I'd imagine maybe AG will say this publicly, maybe he won't. I imagine Jermaine's going to be on a pitch count of some kind to ease him back into
I would do that too. Yes, definitely ease him back in. Maybe just play him on second and third.
Maybe,
Keep
sure.
the,
That
you know,
pass rush
Pittsburgh
downs,
likes to
I don't
run.
know. Yeah.
Here's the only question I have about Pittsburgh.
All right.
Well, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to want to throw on every play.
Sure.
Because that's just Aaron Rodgers. But I think that Mike Tomlin is the type of a coach where he'll actually he has enough cred where he can call the plays, have his offensive coordinator call the plays that he wants, and Rodgers be damned. I mean, he probably wants to keep Rodgers safe too, because I don't think they have much of a second tier quarterback on their team either.
Well, I would say this, as a team that had massive run defense issues, if Aaron wants to throw it on every bleeping play, hallelujah. Thank God. I'd rather not even test our run defense. He wants to throw on every play. Be my guest, Aaron Rodgers, all day. I would sign up for that if he's offering.
Well, the new guy we got next to Quinnen Williams, he's really good. So
Harrison Phillips, yeah,
the guy we got from Minnesota, Harrison Phillips, he's good, and he can rush the passer too. He's not a joke.
Legit guy.
Anyway, take care, guys. I gotta go to work.
Oh, man. What is that going to be like? You guys were giving score predictions. I have a more important question. What's the EZ predictions? What is that going to be like? When I'm Jets Cowboys game, oh, is that EZ over there? And then what is that first interaction with EZ? That's what I want to know. What's that prediction? That's what I want to know. What happens when I spot EZ from across the way? He spots my short ass from across the way. And then what happens from that to that in that moment? That's what I want to know. If you guys can predict that, God bless. All right, let's keep rolling on the phone lines. Lots of people want to get involved. Why the hell not? Look at this guy making his return. Philium, FL Film 98. No better person to follow that up with. Philium?
Well, Paul, I don't have any predictions exactly about meeting EZ. What I will say is if Rudy goes missing, the back of a Toyota truck with North Carolina plates might be a good place to start looking.
That's true. That's true.
The reason I called in, I kind of been waiting for the right day, and it seemed like today, without the overload of guests and all the stuff to get to, I've been wanting to respond to Alon a little bit. We talked a little bit in the chat, and I agree with a lot of what he has to say. Okay, Alon is a very smart guy, very knowledgeable guy. Okay, there's been one or two little points that I've tried to make in the chat, and sometimes with the limited space, and it's just hard to get it all out there. So, Alon, I hope you're still out there. I know you were earlier. When we talk about the Jets in general, what I see this year as is just like the '97 Jets. When Parcells came in, and I'm not trying to equate, Aaron Glenn to Parcells, but a team that had really underperformed, that a competent coaching staff plugged in a few guys, got the veteran quarterback, and they turned the team around. I think they were 9-7 that year. I think this is an 8 or 9 win season. But 8 or 9 wins can mean a lot of things. If there's between 7 wins and 10 wins, anywhere in that ballpark, Alon has been saying, 2-6, 3-5 at the break. All right. Well, let's go with that. Okay. I do think the first 8 games are tough, especially the first 4 or 5. It's this is not easy coming out of the gate. And a lot of these guys haven't got a lot of experience together. We're still putting pieces together. Yeah. So let's say they do get off to a really rough start, and I'll take that 2-6 or 3-5, for example. One of the things he talks about is there'll be decisions to make about certain players at that point. And he's right. Okay. Do we keep somebody? Do we trade them at the deadline? That kind of thing. A lot of that's going to have to do with, is this a 2-6 that's getting their ass kicked, or is this a team that looks like they're getting better? Okay. Or, and I'm optimistic that I think we can at least get to 3-5. If you look at the second half of this schedule, I think another 5 or 6 wins out of those last 9 is very doable. And there's that 8 or 9 wins. So even if they do get off to the crappy start, I still see that 8 or 9 to be very reasonable expectation. And if this team is ascending and players are getting better, and the effect of better coaching, I think that's very possible. Now, lastly is Justin Fields, and I've tried to make the point that adequate quarterback play is all you need to win in this league. And at one point he was like, well, what's adequate? And, for a lack of a better way to do it, I threw out guys like a Trent Dilfer, a Hostetler, okay, guys that won Super Bowls that were certainly, and he came back, they had an all-world defense and, that kind of thing. All I'm trying to say is, if this year Fields becomes a better quarterback, how much better can he be in the future? And does he have to be Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen? No, I don't believe you need that guy. There are teams all over this league that have their franchise quarterback, right? How's that working out in Jacksonville? All right. Okay. They got their guy. Okay. San Diego's got their guy. LA. There's a lot of teams that have a really good top 10 quarterback. And did they get to the promised land yet? No. And, so to say, is he good enough to win a Super Bowl? All I'm trying to say about Fields is we don't know. And what is adequate? Here's what I think adequate is. He doesn't cost you games with costly turnovers, right?
Yeah.
He can pick up that critical third down to keep your team on the field and not punt it away. Or, get you into field goal range with a scramble. He doesn't cost you games. And I think the way this team is structured, there were certain big plays I will never forget where the Jets were ground and pound back in the day when they had a Thomas Jones and they ran the ball a lot. If you get those guys to start closing in on trying to stop the run, all of a sudden, do you remember Braylon Allen with nobody around him for 20 yards jumping up and down? I do. Okay. Can that be Arian Smith? Can that be somebody else? Right. I just think it's possible. That's all I'm trying to say, And Allen's a very analytical guy. And by the way, so am I. And analytical guys tend to lean towards the negative because it's easier to prove the negative. It always is.
That's true. Right. Yeah.
Give me any topic. Give me, you want to talk about politics or a work situation, whatever. It's easy to say this isn't going to work or that isn't going to work or that didn't work because. It's a lot harder to come up with the solutions. So, that's all I wanted to say. We're coming into this week. Back in March when we were talking about the future and Aaron Glenn and where we were going from here, I told you I used a word that I hadn't used in a long time, was optimistic. I'm very optimistic. I'm very excited. Thank you so much for this long period of time to speak my mind. I appreciate you, BG. And let's go Jets.
Hey, before you dip, Philium, I don't want to put it on you, but let me just ask, is there a poem coming before the season opener from FL Phil 98?
No, there won't be a poem coming. I appreciate the thought. I really do. But those things tend to come without preparation.
When the moment strikes. Okay, we'll see
Yeah.
if the moment strikes at all this season. I know a lot of fans would love to hear it, so we'll see if that happens. But Philium, it's great to see you back here. I see you all the time, of course, in the comment section. You're always here, but it's great to have you back on the call-in line, my friend.
Well, thank you very much, Paul. It was a pleasure.
There he is, FL Phil 98. Philium agreeing with Alon. What in the world is going on? Up is down, down is up. I don't really give a what. All right, let's jump back over to the phone lines, baby. Chef Kevin Gilbert, the legend, the OG, the architect, the maestro of the Cloverleaf Tavern. What's up, Chef? How you doing?
Hey, my man BG. Hey, man. Good morning to you. Shout out number one Austrian Jet fan, man. Good seeing you back. Lou B, man, I see you. I'm gonna hit you up, man. My guy. Uh, hey, BG, man. I'm happy, man. Following those coffee club OG members with the Heps. Easy, FL Phil, man. FL Phil, great call, man. He's one of the goats. Um, and Bradshaw,
Mm.
Ricky NY. Those are the goats. Those are the people that I first started watching. When I first started watching the show a couple years ago, those are the guys that kind of got the show going and everything. So I appreciate seeing everybody, man. It's always a pleasure. Great listening. BG, you're the conductor of the show, man. So it only goes when you go. So just like what you said before, it's good seeing you back in the studio. I just came back from Mexico, man. I
Oh,
was
yeah,
gone for
baby.
damn near like 2 weeks, and
Damn.
where I
Okay.
was at, it's an hour difference. So, your show's going on live at 6:30, man, and because of the whole year and just the summer was crazy, man. Like I told my wife and my son, we're not gonna have another summer like this.
That's
we
for
went
sure.
to we went to Disneyland, we went to Universal in June. We just went to Nickelodeon studio
Ooh, nice.
in Riviera Maya in the Cancun area. So I'm like, yo, we ain't gonna see this for a little bit, man. I gotta stack up my change right now in the
All right.
midst of getting ready to buy a house next year. So
Oh, okay.
we
Congratulations. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we're trying, man. We're trying, man. Just certain things, man. You just gotta stack the bread up, man. When life hands you, curveballs and whatnot, man. You just gotta kind of roll with it, man. I don't like giving excuses out to a lot of things, man. It's just, everybody's situation is different.
Mm.
My wife, she was dealing with some really serious health issues for the
Oh,
last 3, almost 4 years. So, with the money, man, you don't even think about what you gotta do with it or
of
whatever.
course.
You gotta pay these bills, man. Like, the stuff that she was going through, man, with God and with the help of the Hackensack Hospital, man, and other doctors, man. Like, it was pretty important that everybody got paid and all that. We don't want to let these kind of bills not get paid and whatnot, but we're alive, man. We're doing the right thing. We're working
How is she doing
positive
now, if you
energy.
don't mind?
A lot better, man. A
Oh,
lot
thank
better.
God.
That's why I made the Mexico trip, man. Because when we went to Disney and
Life is short,
Universal,
man. Come on. Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot of just like running and walking around and whatnot. It wasn't really like a laying down, relaxing kind of thing. It was just
Imagine
like,
not. Right.
man, we was just moving, man. So it was important, and this was a last minute thing. And my boss, the owners here, they're great folks, man. They gave me the time, man. Nobody bothered me and all that, so it was really just like kind of relaxing and whatnot. But
Nice. Awesome.
back in the groove, man. Feeling good. I'm working. I'm normally off like Mondays and Tuesdays or whatever, but I've been out of the office for so long. I gotta get back and make sure
Oh,
like
yeah.
everything's running how it's supposed to be run, man. Um, but one thing, man, like with Easy before, man, he almost got me a little scared, man, with his car troubles, man. Talking about dashboard computer issues and whatnot. I'm like, oh man, is he about to tell us he ain't coming up here?
That's what I thought. And I was like, come on, man. The EZD is in the oven, baby. We're ready to pull that thing out. So, yeah, when he started talking about the beeping and the booping and the bopping with the transmit, I was like, oh, what is this going to be? And he went, I'll just take one of my other cars. I went, oh, all right. That works for me. Okay. Well, as long as EZ's in the mix. So, that should be quite a time. We're only a couple days away from a month away from the tailgate, which is unbelievable to say out loud. It's wild.
I know we're close, man. Looking forward to it. Also looking forward to that meetup, man.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely hearing, seeing the comments, man. People are excited, man. It's just, it's a great time. Me, man. I'm normally like really optimistic. Last year, I was saying, hey, we're going to the Super Bowl and everything like that. I just, with the moves and everything that happened, man, I'm just, I'm obviously not on that same level. And I think
Yeah.
most of us can agree, like, we don't have those kind of like aspirations. And I don't think any of us will expect to be able to go there this year. Um, I don't think it's crazy to think like, hey, maybe we can get 9 or 10 wins. I'm still at a firm 6, man. I've been this way this whole time, and that's not even to like knock on anybody's parade or make anybody feel bad. It's just my own feeling, just based off of seeing like how we are in the passing game. I get preseason. I'm not like going to beat up um, my feelings or the offensive coordinators for like not getting Garrett Wilson involved in preseason. Like that's not, a big thing of mine. It's just the other weapons, man. It's like, Mason Taylor, I believe he'll be serviceable. There, however you feel about Brees Hall, man, like, creating him space, saying that, he's not finding the right holes, gaps, whatever. Like, I still feel like he's a weapon that could be utilized. I feel like Braylon, with a year under his belt in the NFL, I really feel like he'll be able to take on a bigger workload than last year. So for that, I'm really hopeful. Our offensive line, before preseason even started, there was people saying, "Hey, man, top 5 offensive line, one of the best offensive lines in the league." I was definitely happy seeing what we did, but I was never one of those people standing in the front saying, "Yo, our offensive line is top 5 and this and that." Like, we need work, man. Like when you think of our two starting tackles, what they got a total of 7 NFL games like starting,
Yeah.
like between the two of them, like the league is different, man. Going from college to the NFL, it's a whole different ball game, man. When every step in Pop Warner, going to high school, college, like the levels are different. Not saying that we're gonna have issues, just to say like, hey, top 5, top 10 O lines, like you really got to see who you're going against. The other teams, uh, DNs, man, the linebackers, the schemes that they're gonna see, man, like when you were able to pull in college, not to say like you see a lot of tackles pulling. Normally it's, guards and centers or whatever, but getting creative, man, getting out in the space, man, like, tight ends are gonna have to move. And these DNs, man, they're fast. Like it's gonna take a lot, man, and a lot of experience. So, I'm excited about it, but I just can't feel like, all right, Pittsburgh, I feel like we win 2 battles, 2 really key battles. Garrett going against Jalen. I feel like Garrett has that. Jalen, in my opinion, is not a top 5 cornerback, but I believe he could be a top 10. I think his speed has declined. Um, I feel like his angles with undercutting routes, I feel like that has slipped as well. But he's still physical. He's still a tall dude. So I still believe that Garrett gets the better of that. And then with Sauce and DK, I feel like Sauce got that one. Not to say that DK is a scrub, but Garrett had a better year last season than DK did. Garrett had more yards, he had more touchdowns, and this is with Rodgers basically like not even going to him at the second half of the season. So with
Right.
with all things considered, man, knowing that DK was the number 1 over there in Seattle, and he didn't even break 1,000 yards receiving. Like,
Mhm.
for me, I don't feel like now he's going to go to Pittsburgh and all of a suddenly with Rodgers audibles and crazy played like things, letting the clock go down to 0. I don't feel like it's going to be like that clean right off the bat. The one thing that Rodgers does have an advantage on is that he went against our defense for 2 years. So like the little nuances with Sauce and how he takes a couple steps either forward or backwards or position and all that kind of stuff. Like I feel like, Rodgers at least has like a little leverage in that situation, but it's the front, man. I really feel like it's one in the trenches on defense. All right, because if they could establish the linemen and push back our guys, give Rodgers a clean pocket, I really feel like we're gonna be in some trouble. I'd rather see them run, man, to be honest. I really do. I'd rather see them run. Because if Rodgers starts like cooking and feeling good and he's in jet life and I hope that all of us boo him. I'm a Rodgers
A
guy, but
hundred
at the end of the
percent.
day, I hope all of us just, boo, boo, boo. It was just 2 years of just like embarrassment. Like, we didn't feel good like as an organization. Then, he slammed us on the way out the door on McAfee and all that. So
I didn't forget that.
I ain't
Mm-mm.
forget, man. And I got a bunch of Rodgers jerseys, all kinds of stupid stuff,
Me
man.
too.
And it's what it is, man. At the end of the day, we bleed green, man.
Yeah.
If anybody's a Jet fan, man, I got your back. You know that we ride till the end. It's just like the juice, the energy, man, the excitement of the home opener, how live it is outside the stadium at the tailgates, and then walking into the stadium. It's electric, man. Those home openers. So I just hope, we do gain some momentum. I do hope we win. I know it's
Mhm.
going to be close. I personally don't have us winning this game, just based off of everything that Pittsburgh has been able to put together, man. It's at the end of the day, it's coaching, man. And not to say that Glenn's a bad coach. It's just the in game situations. I feel like Tomlin is better, well equipped in these
That's fair.
situations.
That's fair.
And we're young, man. We're really young. So I would maybe be a little bit different if this was like in years past where like the last game of preseason, all the starters are playing.
Mhm.
Where like the last game of preseason, it's almost like a game one kind of deal where they're playing like the first half where now they're like really clicking. And I know nowadays like it's just like a more of a like a front office kind of thing where it's like, oh, let's see them battle it out. But for me personally, like that last preseason game, what are we really seeing like with the battling? Like no one really wins a job in the last game of the preseason. Like what a wide receiver, Pritchett, like Edwards, like these guys had really good games. They didn't win nothing, man. It's like it doesn't make any sense. It's just for me, it's more or less just of like injuries, trying to stay away from like the unfortunate situation where we have our starters in the last game of the preseason and they get hurt. Like I think that's why it's more of a business thing than like a team thing. So I feel like if we were to have this unit, both of our units, offense and defense, both starting in that Philly game,
Mhm.
and we see how everything's working, then I could be like I could really feel good and stand firm on like, you know what? I've seen enough, man. I really think the Jets are gonna win this game. I think it's gonna be close, man. Like us being
Okay.
at home plays an advantage, like a
I
really
hope
big
so.
advantage.
Yeah.
Um, but then it just comes down to execution, man. And I really don't believe like we have enough in the run game to be able to win. Just knowing like you take Garrett away, Mason's a rookie. Brees, where we really got to do a lot because I didn't really see too much, going on for Brees where it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna have an amazing season this year. And like for a lot of fantasy owners, he wasn't picked in the first couple of rounds. So, we'll see, man. We'll see what's going on. Um, but again, man, just wanted to tap in, man. I've been away. I caught your replays. Couldn't catch a lot just because I had to, catch up on some Z's and all that.
Of
Last year I
course.
was. Last year I remember calling in once or twice on your show, but that was just because of my
Yes.
my son waking me up. I had the good background and everything like that.
Oh, that was nice. I remember that. Wow.
hmm
Hmm.
This year, man, just too much
Of
like
course. Of course.
moving, and like just a lot of
Hope you were enjoying it, buddy. You know what? As
yeah.
much as I enjoyed that last year, the sights, the sounds, the whole vibe was, it was intense last year. I enjoyed it, but hey, man, you know what? You're the one who's paying for the trip. You enjoy the trip, and then you come back, and we're enjoying some Jet football action. So no worries whatsoever. If I wanna see old Punta Cana, some Mexico action, I
Yeah.
can hit the Google machine and I'll see some of that. So I'm glad that your eyes were eyes, sights, sounds, and tastes and everything. Hope you were enjoying all that action ahead of the season, my friend.
Yeah, nah, we'll do, man. And I'm gonna catch you. I heard you're doing the watch along or whatever. So I'm
Yes,
a
yeah, I've only done one of those like once before. So yeah, we'll
mhm.
be doing a watch party, Jet Steelers live during the game. We'll be yelling and celebrating and everything else in between. We'll have the phone lines open. Should be a good time.
I'm a catch that because unfortunately, well, it's what it is. My son, we have our first game on Sunday, and we're traveling to Mount Vernon.
Oh wow.
So we're it's I'm like, yo, guys, our games are on Saturdays. Why are we doing Sunday?
Oh
like,
boy.
like if I was a
Yeah.
season ticket holder, like I wouldn't, that would get all jacked up or whatever. But so
Wow.
when the game's over, I'm a definitely plug in
Hey,
to
there
your
you go,
show,
baby.
man.
I appreciate that. Well, first off,
Hopefully we win, man. That's
well,
that's the that's the
yeah,
hope.
of
That's the
course.
hope, man.
Yeah, I hope so too. Well, Chef, I already knew this is a fact, but you just confirmed it right there. You're a much better man than me, baby. I'd be like, son, see you later. The Jets game's on, man. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. Priorities. But, Chef, you're a
Mhm.
much better man than me. And that at the pearly gates, God's going to be looking through his little flip book. Yeah, Chef, you're in. Paul, you skipped your son's birthday for a Jets game. I'm like, geez, I'm sorry. So, sorry. You know what? You're a much better man than me, Chef Kev.
Well, hey, man, we're skipping October 5th. We got a game on that day.
That's right.
So, hey, priorities, my guy.
That's it. Number one, baby. Chef, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, man. The
Appreciate you,
the
my
tailgate
brother.
gate is coming soon. We can't wait, pal.
Let's do it, man.
There he is, the legendary Chef Kevin Gilbert. By the way, I've seen a few questions about this. Let me answer a few of these things. K Brock says, when will we receive our tickets for the Jets Cowboys game? Great question. They're coming this week, I promise. So I will be transferring the tickets. Guys, if you are already signed up, there's no more tickets for sale. I need to reiterate that. No Jets Cowboys tickets, no tailgate tickets. However, the one thing we do still have available is meet and greet. You heard Chef Kevin mention that. Let me address it real quick and I'll get back to you, K Brock. We are doing a meet and greet the night before our game. That is Saturday, October 4th. Okay, here are all the details for that meet and greet that's coming up. Saturday, October 4th. It's at Chef Kevin Gilbert's restaurant, the Cloverleaf Tavern, 395 Bloomfield Avenue, Caldwell, New Jersey. Okay, we're all meeting up for that game. We have 30, or meet and greet, excuse me, not before. It's not a game. We have 30 people currently signed up to go. The maximum amount is 60. So we already have half of the room filled up. It's a private room that will be upstairs. If you guys are interested in coming to that, whether you're coming to our tailgate or not, I will throw up my email right now on the screen. If you have any interest in coming to that meet and greet, you're in the New Jersey area. If you're coming to the game and you're already in the area, you might as well come. But if you're not and you're not coming to the game, but you said, hey, I'd love to meet all these Boy Green Coffee Club members and Jet fans, reach out to me as soon as possible. Paul, A the letter, ESDENJR, gmail.com. The spots are limited. Once they go, they go. This is the last event I even have availability for. Jets Cowboys, tickets for the game, sold out. Jets Cowboys tailgate tickets for Chef Kevin Gilbert's, tailgate extravaganza in D1, sold out. So if you want to do some action, this is your last chance to do so. That is a month and 2 days away, believe it or not. So go ahead. We have a bunch of people coming. I can't wait to meet a lot of you guys. For some of you the first time, some of you multiple times. I'll be there. Woody will be there. Pop will be there, and so many other people. My whole family will be there. My beautiful fiance, my children are all going to be there. So guys, the sign up sheet is live. And again, if you guys do want to show up to that meet and greet, let me know in the comment section down below. So there you go. But to answer K Brock's question, and for any of you that did buy Jets Cowboys tickets, those will be transferred. So whatever email you provided me way back yonder when you signed up for this thing, that is where the tickets will be transferred to. I will do follow-up to make sure that you guys accepted the tickets that I sent. So those will be coming this week. So just be ready for those. You're going to want to accept those and then download those to your wallet on your phones because of potential questionable Wi-Fi. If you don't download those tickets, you could have a problem getting into the game. So I highly recommend once I send those this week, you accept the ticket transfer and then download those immediately to your wallet on your phone. And if you have any questions or problems with that, MetLife Stadium / the New York Jets have services available to help you with that. And also, I will help you with anything I can. So, K Brock, thank you for the question. Those tickets are coming this week. For the watch party, I see Dick Chimney's Burner says, BG, you can just use the game clock and play clock every once in a while to let everyone sync to you. Just announce those numbers on your end. We can adjust. Okay, great. Like I said, I only did this once for the Jets-Dolphins game at the end of last year, so I don't have a lot of experience, but I want to improve and make it a better watch party experience for all you guys. So awesome. Thank you, Dick Chimney's Burner. And if anyone else has any tips or tricks about visually how you want it to look or anything of that nature, don't be afraid to reach out. I'd appreciate it, as I'm trying to set that up to be pristine for each and every one of you. I've been messing around with a couple of templates. I want to make sure that I have it right for each and every one of you. We have 500 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe here on YouTube. Again, out of the 500 people in the room, 110 of you guys are on YouTube. Make sure you guys like the video and hit subscribe. We're getting closer to freaking 8,000 subscribers, baby. Let's go. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. You heard this from Chef Kev, right? He started naming OGs. He went Hep and Philium and this guy and this guy and this guy. And one of the names he mentioned is among rarefied air. And he is the El Presidente of the Lawrence Toa Philly fan club. Let's bring him in, Ricky New York Live. Yeah.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Straight.
Very, very happy to see him signed to the practice squad at least. So
yeah, there you go, baby.
Good news.
For sure.
At any rate, I have a question for you, Paul.
Okay, sure.
What do you? Wait, today's Tuesday.
The second, yeah.
What are you going to be doing day after tomorrow? Do you have any plans for Thursday and the evening?
Day after tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Thursday evening. It's the week 1 kickoff, baby. Cowboys, Eagles, Thursday night football. Yes.
Oh, that's right.
The season opener for the NFL. Sure. Yeah.
I was going to ask you if you wanted to join me for a while on Thursday night.
Sure. Yeah. What time is that?
8 o'clock.
That I think should be okay. Yeah, because the game will be on, so I'll just have the game on and talk to you at the same time.
Right on. Excellent. Yeah, I want to do a little bit of Jets Steelers matchups. What are the most juicy matchups to watch? Awesome.
All right, finally, I'm finally invited to the Ricky New York Live program, baby. It's been blossoming, it's been booming, and I'm all a part of it. Let's go to kick off the NFL season. There'd be nothing more special than doing that with the Ricky New York Live. So thanks for the invite, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah. You know what? I've been, so busy between, getting the studio all repaired and ready to roll for the season and my job and back and forth that I wasn't even thinking about the Thursday night game.
No, that's all right.
But
we can multitask.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, man. Oh, it is so nice that football is here and nobody's gonna rain on my parade. I will not be held down, stopped. Even though I had the good win last week to kick things off for the college season.
Wow, what a win for your Florida
State. I see this morning that FSU got fined by the $50,000 by the ACC for violating security protocols because the fans stormed the field. And
come on!
I'm like, what are those couple of dozen security guys going to do against 60,000 people? Like, come on, man.
That sucks.
But you know what? Nobody's going to rain on my parade and bring me down. I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. And man, I'm just ready to unload on Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Oh God, my blood is. I'm ready for the game right now. If we could kick it off at 9 o'clock, let's go. I'm so fired up. I'm so ready. By the way, for those curious, Aaron Glenn will speak today. It's a bit of a unique week. Normally Tuesdays are off days for NFL teams, but because of the holiday yesterday of Labor Day, Aaron Glenn will speak today at 11:55. Jets are on the practice field, and they uniquely have a Wednesday off, which is tomorrow. That's normally a big install day. So the week's all sort of kind of funky because of Labor Day. But yeah, baby, Jets are back on the field today, and let's go. Let's hope to the injury gods we get good news on injury reports on John Simpsons and Sauce Gardners and Tyrod Taylor and a couple of these other cats, let's go to war with these guys and let's turn up.
Absolutely. And I'm in such a good mood that you'll never, ever hear me say this again, probably. But I'm actually looking forward to going to work tonight.
Wow. Okay.
Only because I got this request for days off paper all filled out for the Tampa game.
Oh, wow. Week 3.
I will be looking forward to turning that in, and priceless the look on my boss's face when he sees that I'm taking Saturday and Sunday off. Because I got to go to the Jake Hasman meetup on Saturday.
Obviously. I mean, it would be un-American not to go, you know?
Absolutely. And, it just so happens that it's at one of my regular hangouts.
Cool.
Where the Jets fan club here, we all gather to watch the games during the season. So, man, can't wait to meet all you guys here in Tampa, and go Jets, man. And Aaron Rodgers, get ready, because we're built for this shit.
We sure are, and let's hit them with that, baby. I know J-Boy loves it.
That's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, I'm so ready for the season. I can't even tell you, people. I'm so friggin' ready. Here's what's going to happen. Well, first off, I want to give another special shout out to the 500 people. I never take it for granted that I get an opportunity to do this show. It is an honor. It's a privilege. And I don't take it for granted that we get to do all this show all together with all the wonderful Jet fans who call in, the fans that are flooding the comments section, the fans that support the show. It means the world. Without me, there's no you. Without you, there is no me. So I am blessed. I will do it one more time. Again, another shout out to Dre Correa, who, wherever you are in the universe, I don't know if you've reached out to me yet, but you won our August raffle. So Dre Correa, wherever you are out, the bat signal's out. Wow, wow, wow. Wherever you are out in the universe, you won our August raffle. Please reach out ASAP, as the word of the day is immediately. I'd like to send you your prize pack of winnings, including the gold Super Bowl 3 coin, Jets t-shirt, Jets hoodie, the Badshaw for the cookbook, and all that jazz. And this is our giveaway for this month, baby. Here are all the items that we're giving away here in the month of September, which will be gifted to someone on October 1st. We got a New York Jets vintage player t-shirt, the sideline hoodie for the New York Jets, a one-of-a-kind Jet Zone full banner with my former co-host from ESPN New York, Ty Butler. We have that with the Jet Stadium. It's really cool. And, of course, a brand new New York Jets polo. All of that is up for grabs. If you guys want a chance at any of those items, are all extra larges. Those items, all you have to do is spend $3 on the YouTube channel, and you will get a raffle ticket. The more raffle tickets you have, the better your chances are, but it just goes to show you, right? So last month, number one Austrian Jets fan had over 200 raffle tickets. Think about that. That's crazy. Dre Correa had 5 raffle tickets. He won the entire contest with just 5 raffle tickets. So you never know what can happen. That's why I always recommend to all you out there in the universe that are fans of the Boy Green Daily Show, it doesn't hurt to put in a bid once a month. Here's just $3. $3. At least once a month. Obviously, the more raffle tickets you buy, the better your odds are. You give $3, you never know what you can win. So I always try to make it affordable to all you guys out there in the universe. All right, everybody. Appreciate you. Again, we'll be on for Boy Green Meets Woody. We'll be reacting to the Aaron Glenn press conference, and we're going to have a fun time. Appreciate you guys. You guys are a real hoot, and I'll see you back again for Boy Green Meets Woody coming up at 3 o'clock right here on the Boy Green YouTube channel. Thanks, everybody. Like the video, hit subscribe. Help me get to 8,000 subscribers. We're like 60 people away. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell everybody you know. Let's see if we can do it before week 1. That'd be pretty cool. Thanks, everybody.